welcome back to another episode of Saving Scunthorpe. We have picked up just one win in our first 4 games. However, in one of those games, we were incredibly unfortunate not to pick up a win. Just before we jump into the episode, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can achieve this season. Can we survive in the Premier League? Subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And of course, we are back today for our first ever game in Europe, where we will be playing Astana away from home. And after that, we've got Manchester United at Old Trafford. We are about to get into the horrible start that we've had to the season. And when I say horrible, I don't necessarily mean performance-wise. Because as you can see, we are 17th in the league. We have a -5 goal difference. However, there's things to look at here. We started our season with a 1-0 loss to Brentford. If we just have a quick look at the stats, that game didn't really go to plan. I went with the 3-2-1-2. I've kind of changed my mind now. We're only going to use that when we're playing like the big 6 or 7 teams. And I think that showed promise in that we then went on to beat Nottingham Forest 2-0 in our following game, where we largely controlled the game, which was quite nice to see as well. So we had proof that we could compete with some of the teams that are probably going to be in the relegation battles. After that, we did lose 2-0 to Leeds in the League Cup. I'm not too bothered about that. I did rotate quite a bit, and although we're out, it's one of them. At least one less competition to worry about. And if we were going to have to not worry about a competition, I'd like it to be the EFL Cup. We then went to the Emirates. We lost 5-0. That was with our 5-2-1-2, and at that point, I was a little bit worried by how that went down. However, there was also that part of me that was saying, well, they are one of the best teams in the league at the moment. They've won 3 titles in a row and then finished second twice in a row. So it wasn't too concerning because they are a very good team. After that, we played Chelsea, and this game was so frustrating because we got 1-0 down. And admittedly, they're controlling the game, but we got a penalty. We then scored another. We went in the lead. And then in the 85th minute, they equalised. And I was a bit gutted. And then in the 94th minute, they scored a winner. And that was absolutely devastating. I think we were well worth our point in that game at the very least. So unfortunately, we did lose. And that means at the moment, early stages, we are currently down in 17th place, above West Ham, Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest. But I don't think that's too bad of a place for us to be. However, the other problem that we've got is on this run, we've still got Manchester United and Liverpool to play, which I'm not a big fan of having a run like that. Like, prior to the Europe games getting put in, we literally had a run of Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool. That was always going to be tough to get through. So we are going to put a friendly in after the Liverpool game to try and raise our spirits a bit ahead of the game against Leicester. But for now, let's go and see how we can get on in Europe, where our run is going to be Astana away. Then we've got Arda Kardzali at home. We've got Braga away, Napoli at home, Monaco at home, Heerenveen away. And then we end with Trabzonspor at home and Sevilla away. I'm not expecting anything from our European adventure. If we can get into that playoff section, I would be thrilled. But I'm not really expecting it. But let's see how we can start against Astana. So for this game, we have Izagirre in goal, Julian, Edwards, Nallo and Smith as the back 4, Kumas and Kajuste as the holding midfielders, with Jujardin on the right, Chambers on the left, Leverstad in the number 10 and Milton up front. As you can see, there's a lot of players we've not been able to register. Because of how we've progressed, we don't have many homegrown at the club players, which is why we're a little bit light on options for that. And it means in Europe we are having to register a bit of a smaller squad. But we'll see what we can pull off. Our first highlight of the game, and it's 40 minutes in. Smith has won the ball from a header. Kajuste finds Leverstad, who gets himself into the box, but it's intercepted by their right back. Zhukov is now forced backwards, and they play it out from the back through to Dieng, and Chambers gets a foot in there and gets the ball to Comas. Smith is going to bring the ball forward down this left-hand side. gets across, drilled in, Milton scores. We lead 1-0 away to Astana. Also, is that the away stand? 1-0 up at half time. It wasn't a great first half. They controlled a large part of the shots. We did make some adjustments which seem to have lowered their shooting rate. We are also going to try changing Cajuste into a Segundo Volante in the hopes. I think what we're struggling with is players getting forward, so hopefully that will help us with that. Julian with a throw in on the right hand side finds Dujardin, who plays it into Leverstad. Back to Julian, who gets tackled, but he's still got the ball. Gets back to the touchline, sends it in. Leverstad makes it 2-0. And hopefully that is going to see us through this game. Zhukov with a free kick for Astana. Kumas gets up and wins that well. Chambers out to Milton. Plays it back to Smith on the left-hand side. We've got players flooding forward here. Smith with a chance to cross. It takes a deflection and Milton also gets a shot off. That also takes a deflection and it is out for a corner. Milton is going to send it in. We've got men in the box. It goes towards the far post. Kumas is there, but it's headed away from him. Chambers collects it. Is he going to get a chance to send it back into the box? He does. Leverstad's in there, but it's headed away from him. Kumas collects it again and back to Julian, but that is where the highlight ends. And that is where we are going to make a couple of substitutions. I would like to bring Chambers off. In fact, we're going to do that for Rice, and we'll just send him forward into that number 10 slot. And we'll make him just a winger on support. I don't want to play him in a position that technically he can't play, even though I'm sure it wouldn't really matter. We'll bring Hurst on because we're trying to get him back to fitness. And O'Brien can come on for Edwards just because of the yellow card. Smith headers the ball down the wing but only finds Zhukov, and it's back to Zumanahova. That was not too bad of an attempt. Rice finds Leverstad in the box, puts it in the top corner, 3-0, and that is well and truly game over. And now we're just looking at what we can do. Raven's going to come off for... No. What can we do? Cajuste, who can you come off for? Yeah, Raven can come on in Cajuste's place, and we'll bring Tyrese Campbell on up front, replacing Milton. Busabeev with a free kick for Astana. I'm not really sure how that managed to get through those two guys, but okay. Chance for Astana down the right hand side. Nallo clears it away. Leverstad out to... Should have really found Campbell there. That was poor. Dieng through to Duren and Izagirre with a good save to keep our clean sheet intact as it stands. Corner kick for Astana though, which means the clean sheet is still in danger. The ball is sent in to the near post and it's headed over the bar. And it is a 3-0 win away to Astana. 34 fans came with us. That would explain why the stand was so empty. But you know what? Those 34 fans, absolute stars. I imagine that's some of you watching this video. 3-0 win to start our time in Europe. Can't complain about that. Let's go and see what we can do against Manchester United. And after a very impressive game away in Europe, we are back in the Premier League playing Manchester United, and we are going back to our 5-2-1-2. We have Izagirre in goal, a back three of Julian, Edwards and Nallo, Lamptey and Smith as the wing backs, Raven and Nador as the holding midfielders, Leverstad as the number 10, Connor and Milton up front. I do usually go for Bjarnason in the number 10, however he's still not fully fit, and that performance from Leverstad in the Astana game, I think he's earned a game in this one. Let's see how we can do. Manchester United start the game with a long ball through to Baldacchini. Chance for a cross here, perhaps. Lamptey lumps it away, but it's only collected by Manchester United again. Kamara back to Jaurego. Gets into the box. 1-0. This is feeling very much like the Arsenal game early on. We do have a highlight straight from the kickoff. Smith down the left-hand side. Gets past his man, plays it inside to Raven, who fires the ball over the top. Leverstad puts us back on level terms. That is very different from the Arsenal game. And Leverstad proving why we started him. Lamptey with a throw-in on the right-hand side, plays it to Nador, and then back to Julian, who goes down the ring, finds Lamptey, but he gets the ball taken off him very cheaply there. Inside to Astanis. Braga, it's 2-1. That was very, very cheap from Lamptey. Rego with a corner kick for Manchester United. Sends it into the box. Nador heads it away, but Rosa knocks it back to Rego. Nador nearly gets it, but it's back across to the far side of the box, and Kamara makes it 3-1. Throw in for Manchester United. Rego plays it back to Jarvis, and then ball into Rego, back to Jarvis on the edge again. Finds Kamara, who's been pushed over. The penalty for Manchester United. And a chance for them to go 4-1 up. This was so promising when we equalised. But now it might go to 4-1. I'm so confused because this formation did so well against Manchester City. It did so well against Chelsea. But Arsenal and United have absolutely blown us away. I'm not really sure what the solution is to this. Taylor with a throw in for United, gets it to Kamara and then back to Taylor. Ball to the far post. Rego's there but heads it over the bar. A goal kick for Manchester United. It's played out to Taylor at right back for them. There's a high press from, I think that's Smith there. It is indeed. Rosa on the ball, plays it across to Pavlovic at centre back and out to the left hand side now. Ball forward finds Astana. Edwards has got a foot in there and knocks it to Connor. Leverstad over the top, finds the door, but he can't bring it down. And then it's back to Julian. He plays a long ball over the top, finds the door in behind, cross the box. It's headed away to Smith, who finds Raven on the edge, curls one over the bar. A 4-1 loss, unfortunately, and we... Not a 4-1 loss, it's only half time. Good God, Andrew. Well, let's hope we can keep it at 4-1 or make it 4-2. Edwards on the ball at the back for us here. Plays it forward to Raven and then out to Lamptey. You've got to do better than that. We give it away and we are lucky to not have it 5-1 against us. We're going to make some changes now. Lamptey is going to come off. Raven is going to swap with him and then Kajus can come on in his place. Leverstad coming off for Bjarnason. Campbell on for Milton. And we'll bring Rice on for Smith as well. Julian coming off for Umina. I'm just looking at anybody who's tired at this point and we're just swapping them out. Taylor will throw in on the right hand side for Manchester United. Only 5 minutes to go now. He gets it to Braga, who whips the ball into the far post. It's nodded down and Baldanzi makes it 5-1 at the end of the game. So a 5-1 loss to Manchester United, but hopefully we are nearly out of this really tough run, and once we get to the Leicester game, we can start to turn things around. That result, however, does see us drop into the relegation zone for the first time this season. As I say, we've still got Liverpool to play, and then after that is where I think we can start to hope to see some progress. In the Europa League, our win puts us in the top 4 to start with. I don't expect us to stay there. However, our next game is against... Where are they? Arda Karzali, who started their league phase with a 4-1 loss to Sparta Prague. So, at home against them, maybe we can pick up a result. That would be nice. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. We will aim to come back probably somewhere around the Heerenveen game, just so we can have a little update on where we are in the league and the Europa League. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment what you think we can do this season. Subscribe if you're enjoying the content. And thank you very much for watching.